Do do do, theme song. Do do do, I'm broke so this is my theme song. Do do do, just imagine this is an awesome theme song. Do do, theme song. Hello, I'm Sandy. Welcome to my 57th attempt at making the trailer for my new channel, LeftoftheBox. Welcome to my 58th attempt at making the trailer for my new channel, Left of the Box. I know some of you were expecting to see this out sooner. I was hoping to have it out by now, but it has been quite the process over the past couple of weeks. I'm new to all of this and I don't have any experience with video editing, video taking, video making videos. Other than watching, I'm really good at watching videos. I've had to learn the basics of 3 different audio and video recording programs and become somewhat competent at editing. I've been running into troubles with software glitches, tech issues, lighting, like I can only shoot on sunny days. And then at one point, my computer forced updated and corrupted all of my audio files and I had to redo all of my audio files. I love technology. I've had to learn new terms like gain. To me, gain is a one-directional word. More, increase. So the thought you can lower gain makes no sense to me. I've had to use Google to learn how to do so many things. So now when I type how to in the search bar, it autofills. Leave me alone and go bug Bing. And it turns out I'm absolutely insane when it comes to consistency. If there's a loop of hair out of place in one cut and not the other, it drives me mental. I'm a little obsessive like that. One could even call it a compulsion. So it was probably a bad idea for me to get involved with all of this, but here I am. It's almost like you could say I'm crazy. And while recording, there's been weird noises in the background, like fire trucks going by, my fridge making rumbling noises, cats making cat noises, somebody using my phone to call me, because yeah, sure, that's still a thing. And then I've done a beautiful, perfect take just to find out my mic was off the entire time because of course it was. And even now, there will be times during this video you'll be thinking to yourself, the audio, it seems a little out of sync. I know. Believe me. I know. I know. I'd say this whole process is making me lose my mind, but that would imply I knew where it was to begin with. Anyhow, why don't we get back to the script I had to memorize because I can have troubles talking and reading at the same time. Welcome to Left of the Box. I'm Sandy, and behind the camera is Bev. Say hi, Bev.
Hi, Bev.
Okay, so she's not actually there right now. I could tell she was losing it at about take 19, so I cut her loose. I'm compassionate like that. She'll be back, but we had to pre-record her voice for all of her words. It's a good thing I'm used to talking to myself. Isn't that right, Bev? Yeah, we didn't record an answer for that one. Sorry. Anyway, my goal with this channel is to provide progressive analysis of social issues, news of the day, and politics through the lens of mental health and poverty, 2 things I have ample experience with. Bev is my producer. And part of what makes her great is she knows nothing about politics. Hey, Bev, who was our previous prime minister?
Who's the current one?
I didn't know that answer was coming. She'll keep me grounded, so when I go off on one of my many political tangents, she'll let me know if people outside of the political bubble will have any idea what I'm talking about. Since humor can help people better absorb complex issues, I will infuse my videos with my dry, sarcastic sense of humor. As there are no subtitles for sarcasm, consider yourself warned that if you do not understand sarcasm, you will not understand most of what I say. Much of my humor revolves around my experiences with mental health. If you haven't picked up on that by now, I can't help you. For those of you who have clued in, I will give you a little help. A long time ago, I came up with a joke that I use as a gauge to see where people are at. I consider this joke to be mild compared to where my humor generally lands. The joke is, I love peanut butter and chocolate so much, it's the only thing that will get me off the bridge. Proceed watching at your own risk. Why focus on mental health, you may wonder? I have been to hell and back so many times, they use my voice on their GPS. Sarcastic passive-aggressive, the worst way from point A to point B. Yeah, it's pretty bad. Well, it's been said in order to be an expert on something, you need to practice it every day for 3 years. I've been dealing with my own mental health issues for so long, I'm due for the Nobel Crazy Prize. As an expert on my mental health, I'll be able to provide a perspective when analyzing the issues that is often left out of the conversation. I'm not a professional, but I've been a patient of enough of them to have picked up a few things. I'm not afraid to talk openly and honestly about mental health, and I want to cultivate a space where others can also talk openly about it. I will provide a platform for people to be able to ask questions about touchy subjects they're afraid they would be ridiculed or canceled should they ask. So long as the question is sincere, I will answer anything to the best of my ability. And with your support, I'm hoping to eventually have a live call-in show to be able to answer these questions. You don't know what you don't know. And even though some things are obvious to a lot of people, nothing is obvious to everyone. And up front, I will take any question asked to be sincere and offer my utmost compassion when answering it. However, should it become apparent that your question is not sincere and you are just trying to mess with me, I will thoroughly enjoy orchestrating your ensuing ugly cry. Because burnout is a real threat among progressive personalities, I would like to invite them to come on my show to vent, talk about things they don't normally get to cover, be a supportive voice for them, and I will try my best to lift their spirits. Sometimes you just need to talk to a friend who has a different perspective on things and who understands crazy. I've got that covered. I will also have conversations with activists, professionals, and regular people about mental health and societal issues and how they impact the way we live our lives. I will also be adding videos that are just for S and giggles and videos of my two adorable cats, Tulip and Frodo. I am more than willing to use them to get views, and it's about time they earned their keep. Come for the cat videos, stay for the politics? Probably not. Okay, so on a more serious note, yes, the learning curve to make these videos has been very frustrating, but eventually I'll smooth it out. I've gotten good at figuring out how to do things and moving on to what's next. So, why am I putting myself through this? By the age of 40, 50% of Canadians will have experienced mental health issues, and that number is most likely underreported. The median income, that means half above and half below, of single Canadians is $30,000 a year, and more than half of that goes towards housing. The government considers this to be well above the poverty line, but if people in the government had to live off of that, they'd change their minds pretty quickly. The official statistics for poverty doesn't reflect the reality of it. Two major issues that most people will encounter at some point in their lives, and yet both are rarely talked about in a meaningful way. There is a housing crisis in Canada right now, and it is getting worse every month. The healthcare system we like to hold up as an example is constantly being chipped away at. It's being done quietly so that we won't be aware of how bad it's getting until it's too late. If we don't get involved now to stop and reverse the damage, there may come a day Canadians are actually going to the United States for health care. I am doing this because I have the ability to articulate my experiences in a way that reaches people. And with this, I'm giving a voice to people who have had similar experiences. By being able to put words to the emotions, I have touched the lives of people so profoundly, the paths their lives were going on changed for the better. I've tried many times to find a platform to get my voice out there and be heard, but it's nearly impossible to be taken seriously when you're a broke nobody. I have failed at this many times, but I won't let those failures stop me. The message is too important, so I'll keep moving on to what's next. So I'm not afraid to fail at this as well. I am currently living with poverty. I will be forced out of my affordable apartment within the next couple of years. I manage multiple mental health issues, and I make no bones about it, the depression I live with is and will continue to be a life-threatening illness. It has almost taken my life a few times. Add that to the list of failures. That didn't stop me. With all of this going on in my life right now, some of you may be wondering if it's really a good idea for someone like me to dive into the world of YouTube videos. The answer to that is yes. Your support is welcome, but any pity over my situation is unwanted and unwarranted. I've been through worse. I've been homeless. I have lived in poverty more dire than what I'm living with now. I have had mental health crises so severe, they crippled my ability to do anything. I have gone through trauma and had nobody to turn to. And all of that at a time when I had no supports, no friends, no real mental or emotional maturity, no actual life skills. There were times that I had no control, no power, and no voice. That will never happen to me again. Sure, I'm going to go through hardships, stresses, crises, possibly even traumas in the future, but it's different now. I have supports in my life. I have friends who do what they can when they can. I have developed life skills. I have gained mental and emotional maturity. I have learned how to ask for help when I need it. And I have learned how to take control of situations where I can and cope with the ones when I can't. And I have learned my greatest power is my voice. So when the phrase, "What's the worst that could happen?" no longer has power over you, you are truly free to attempt and be anything you want. And I know the worst is behind me because I will never be a child again. I'm aware I'm facing an uphill battle, both in my personal life and trying to get this YouTube channel up and going. But the need to make it to the top and help others find their way is far stronger than the fear of what I may lose, even knowing I may fail at this. That's why it is so important to utilize everything you have and do everything you can today, because tomorrow you might lose everything and be in a position where you can't even help yourself. There's a lot of work that needs to be done. We need to fully understand the issues, and in order to do that, we need to dig to the root of the problem and find out where people are coming from so we can figure out how best to move forward. Greed, ego, superstition, and ignorance are destroying the world. It will take empathy, humility, compassion, and knowledge based in science to save it. And the key to that is self-awareness and the ability to think critically. Be aware of who you are, where you are, what you are capable of, what you have the power to change, and if the information you're receiving is based in reality. The world is constantly changing. If we work together, we can be a positive force and change it into a direction that benefits all. Please be a part of that change by subscribing to my channel, sharing and liking my videos, following me on Twitter, and becoming a Patreon. And please be patient with me as I am still very much learning how to do all of this, and my videos will look very unprofessional to start, because they are. And I won't be able to release videos on a consistent schedule until I get into the swing of everything and, well, mental health stuff. Any assistance with finances, skill, tech, and equipment will be greatly appreciated. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. I'm Sandy,
And I'm Bev.
wishing your tomorrow is better than your today.